We are the Meltdown here with yet another movie review. If you like movies, make sure you subscribe here to our channel. We talk about as many of them as we possibly can. This is a big one. Came out on Christmas Day of 2024. Nosferatu, a great young cast here as a part of this ensemble, and we're here to talk about its eerie Gothic tones for sure. I'm Tim Melton. That's Tyler Johns, and let's.
Leave all of your conveniences.
Okay, you didn't tell me you were going to do that, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to regain my composure. But this is what I was going to do to start off. What'd you think of that mustache? Let's start off right
Oh,
with the big.
that was a sweet mustache. I think this is actually the best depiction of Dracula we've seen on film. He's always been imagined as like a Romanian count from this time period. They had facial hair. They weren't clean shaven
No,
like Bela Lugosi. So
Max Shrek version is so iconic
that's true.
that it's tough for me to compare the two fairly. And the 70s porn stash, I don't think puts the Bill Skarsgård version over the top for me, even though I didn't hate it.
I like it. I think it fits. He looks like a Romanian nobleman that is undead.
Yes, he does. But what Top Gun Maverick did to bring mustaches back, Nosferatu may have done to destroy mustaches altogether. So that's where we're at with that. We're going to talk about more
What
than.
about for the furry hats?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's inspired you. So that's a very important thing. Let's talk about this film visually. The most beautiful film of the year?
It's stunning, breathtaking. Every frame almost feels just picturesque. I love the color palette they use, that sort of blue and black mix. It feels very haunting, very chilling, very cold throughout the entire film.
Do you have a favorite shot of the movie? Because I have one for me, and we have not talked about this. So if you happen to say it out loud, I mean, I don't
Uh,
know if we share the same one, but you could pick any frame of this movie and it'd be in contention.
I like the beginning, where Lily Rose is on the ground. It's that wide shot, and oof, I really like that one. And then there's another one that's a wide shot of I think it might be Harding's house, and I love that one as well. I love the color palette. I love the composition of the shots. But yeah, I'd have to go with the shot of Lily Rose Depp
For
at the
me,
beginning.
this is the reason I want to go see it again. It's this one sequence. It is Nicholas Holt walking down a narrow road with forest on both sides of him.
Oh, that looks beautiful too. Yeah, that was a good one.
The horse and the carriage come down,
Yeah.
and it is just, it's beautiful. I mean, it's a big risk because everything's so dark, but like you can tell the outline
Hmm.
and the emotion still, and it is that sort of blue, black, gray look. And this movie didn't just go with, well, we'll throw it in black and white, or we'll throw it in sepia, or we'll throw it. It like it still feels like you're witnessing a color movie,
Oh yeah.
but it uses its colors to put you in a completely different point in time of cinema. And I just think cinematically, this is the best cinematography that I've seen all year long. And I would love if it ended up being appreciated enough by the Academy to get a cinematography nomination. I don't know if it will, but it should.
I hope so because I absolutely love the design of this movie. I love the set design. I love the costuming. I love the practical effects they used for Count Orlok. This really needs some recognition by the Academy as, a way to champion the just original spirit of filmmaking.
Mhm.
This, I feel like, deserves that sort of old-timey Focus Features, moving pictures logo at the beginning, because this was just the fundamentals of filmmaking executed perfectly.
On the negative side, I do think that the film can become a little bit of an endurance test, and you do see a lot of the same actions represented over and over and over again. But it's very faithful in that it is an adaptation of a story that already exists multiple generations over. And I understand that Robert Eggers, you hire him, you let him lead this charge
Yes.
because he's a king of bringing you to a time period and immersing you in it.
I mean, it's
And
rich world building.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited about his future.
Mhm.
I'm This is a big hit. It's a big swing. Could have been a miss, especially around the holiday season if people would have revolted against this thing. But it has become great counter programming to the cheeriness of the holiday season to where people are lining up as this is another event of going to see
I've
Nosferatu.
I've seen people also making it double feature with Baby Girl and Baby Ratu.
Really?
I've seen a local theater that, does, some specialty cocktails for Baby Ratu.
Maybe the two most sultry movies of the year, if you really look at it, in
Yeah,
Nosferatu
mm,
and Baby Girl.
yeah.
They're both up there in that conversation, but that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother day. But Nosferatu, let's talk about the cast. Lily Rose Depp is the winner of this, in my opinion, from this ensemble. She's the one that is the standout. Clear, head and shoulders above everybody else. Lily Rose Depp, number one, top pick. Do you agree or disagree?
Not only do I agree with you that she's top pick in this movie, I think she's my new front runner for best actress of the year.
Well, we all know there will be enough bias against the genre itself to keep her from maybe getting that sort of push. Plus, she's sort of new to the scene. Now, I'm with you. I'm all behind that campaign, but I think she's going to be pigeonholed,
Oh,
unfortunately, as
I
being
I
the
agree.
latest scary actress.
But this is the best actress I have seen all year, hands down. And I went into this a little cautious about Lily Rose Depp in particular because of, the other notable work she's been in, The Idol.
Let's not talk about that abomination. When it comes to this year, I mean, a little bit of a sidebar here. We're both horror movie fans. This year has been an especially strong year
Yes.
for female horror performances.
Yes.
I mean,
First Omen, Immaculate, Maxine,
the substance,
The
you get a
Substance,
double pairing there.
Smile 2.
Smile 2, Naomi Scott is tremendous in that and maybe delivered, I think, the best horror performance of the year from a female until I saw Lily Rose Depp and what she ended up doing in Nosferatu. So,
Alien Romulus.
Alien Romulus, Kaylee Spaney.
Yeah.
It's been a very strong year for females in horror movies. With, what, and we're not, did we even get into the Terrifier 3?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I mean,
Sienna from Terrifier
she's
3, and
fantastic.
then, what else do we have? I know we've got another First Omen. Did we mention
You
that one?
mentioned that one. There's a lot of them, but for a genre that constantly gets packed with and stamped with they don't care about women in this genre of filmmaking. Strong female characters this year have led the charge, and Lily Rose Depp is right there towards the top. I'm not an Aaron Taylor Johnson fan. I figured this out officially after this movie. I think he's the weak link of the movie for me. I didn't buy his grief. I didn't buy his stubbornness. I just don't like Aaron Taylor Johnson on screen in almost anything he does. Maybe a me problem, but I really hope he's not the next Bond. And this movie solidified that position even more for me. I'd love to see a version of this with Muppets and just Willem Dafoe. Uh, I watched a Christmas Carol, a Muppet Christmas Carol, before going to see this, and two very similarly set movies that it messed with me a little bit while I was watching it. Once again, a me problem, not a Nosferatu movie problem, but it is a
And both human characters in that would be wearing the top hat.
that is correct. That is correct. I'm a big fan of what this movie did from a production standpoint. I think that there is a little bit of a barrier to entry based on if you like the source material, then this is the most faithful adaptation that you can get. If you don't like the source material, you're not going to like this movie. And you're going to be like, what am I doing here? I got roped in with a group of friends. And I know there's one of those groups of people in every friend group that's like, this
Yes.
is not for me, but I'm here to support the group. And that's why this movie's doing as well as it's doing because those friends have been roped into buying tickets too. How well will it hold? How much of a conversation will it be going into the new year? Will it be something that is talked about in any level of awards consideration? We'll have to see. Only time will tell. But I'll tell you personally, from my standpoint, upon first viewing, it's a 4 out of 5. Much closer to a 4.5 than a 3.5. Has a chance to move up, but on my first viewing, it's a very solid 4 out of 5. I do feel like it is an endurance test. It is something that I would have loved to have seen with subtitles too. I mean, it plays it very straight. and you got to be in the right mindset. I feel like I'm a 4 out of 5 on it on first viewing. Where are you rating wise for Nosferatu?
I'm a little bit higher than you. I am on the verge of calling this a perfect movie. This was one of my favorite movies of the year, hands down, easily in my top 5. Um, I really love Alien Romulus, but I think Nosferatu might have just dethroned it as best horror movie of the year. I love the cinematography throughout it, love the color grading, love the sound design. I think it just really instills this feeling of dread throughout the movie that I couldn't shake. And um I've sat through so many dog water horror movies this year where I'm halfway paying attention just because, it's not very interesting. There's nothing engaging. I was gripping my armrest, just hanging on to every frame of this movie. It is a film. It is a true film. This is cinema, and it was masterfully done. I love the performances in this movie. I'm not as cold on Aaron Taylor Johnson because I saw Craven recently, and this was just so much better
Wow.
than Craven. So I'm like, this still isn't the worst Aaron Taylor Johnson I've seen, but he was the weak link in this. Lily Rose Depp, absolutely phenomenal performance. I love Willem Dafoe's character in this. I love Nicholas Holt as just the fearful Jonathan Harker stand-in. There are some shots where he's just shaking that just absolutely beautiful, absolutely impactful. I really like Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok as well. It works.
And let's not forget, you brought up Aaron Taylor Johnson having been in Craven. Your last Bill Skarsgård taste was from The Crow.
Oh,
So this is
that was bad. Real bad.
goes to show that, those actors not necessarily responsible solely for those projects. Definitely not, but they're able to bounce back with something here at the end of the year that can be looked at as a big win for them, their publicists, and all the people that are in their camp of like these guys can deliver. So,
Yeah,
you know,
but this is top 3 of the year for me. Um, 4.5 to 5 stars. The only thing holding this movie back is there wasn't a callback to Nosferatu's appearance in SpongeBob flickering the lights on and off with the hash slinging slasher. That would have put it at a 5 star, but other than that, this movie was perfect for me.
okay, that's a Tyler problem, not a Nosferatu problem. But I'm curious to see after another viewing because I can already tell you're going to go see this thing again.
I will see it tonight.
Okay, he's amped up to see it again.
I told you this is my new Dune Part 2.
This makes tomorrow's conversation very interesting because we are going to end up having a big conversation that you'll see here on the channel of our favorite movies of the year. So we're recording this at a time where Tyler is going into his third viewing of Nosferatu. Will it pop up to his top spot of the year? Potentially, we will have all of that there for you to enjoy. Nosferatu, what did you think of this movie? Because it delivers exactly what it promises to, in my opinion. It takes itself very seriously. That's not a bad thing. It's just a little bit overindulgent, maybe at times, based on the source material, but you can really feel Robert Eggers loves this property. He loves this IP. It's inspired him to do big things, and I can't wait to see how his career goes, especially since he's set to take on an interpretation of Labyrinth as his next project. I'm a huge Labyrinth fan, so I cannot wait to see how that all turns out. We want to remind you about our title sponsor. That's mybookie.ag. Who knows? Maybe you're looking to move out of Transylvania and you want some new property somewhere. Build up your bankroll. Get yourself a deed there with mybookie.ag, where you can bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Plenty of opportunities to cash out and win or let it ride at MyBookie. Make sure you use promo code next round for that first time deposit bonus there at mybookie.ag. Tyler, absolutely in love with this film. I like this film a whole lot. Let us know what you think about Nosferatu there in the comment section below. Like and subscribe.